Hey you, I'm Sarah Turner. I'm a freelance copywriter and copywriting mentor, and I want to talk with you about increasing conversions with email marketing. So people love to say that email marketing is like outdated or gone or dying, and I literally do not understand why, because it is so effective, so powerful. In fact, HubSpot recently reported that for every dollar spent, you see a $42 ROI on email marketing. And that has been my experience too. It is something that I always recommend to my clients. It is the very first thing I get them to do, actually, after having a website, if they don't already have that. In our marketing strategy is to start building an email list. And in today's world, with all the censorship that's going on, with the, ever-changing social media platforms, email is consistently something that you can get in front of your audience and say what you want to say and not worry about it being shut down or losing your list or all the leads that you've built over time. And it's really truly my favorite marketing channel. So email marketing is not dead, and I want to encourage you to incorporate it into your services and into your clients' marketing strategy, because it's just the best. The other reason I love it is actually because you get numbers right away. So as soon as you send out an email a few hours later, and then the next day, you're going to have some concrete numbers for subject lines, click-through rates, and unsubscribe rates that is going to inform your future email marketing strategy. So what I really want to talk to you about is how to increase your conversions with email marketing. And the first way that you can do this is just by building a relationship. That is really truly what email marketing is all about. So you've got to be emailing your leads consistently. And now there are a lot of conflicting advice out there about how often you should email your leads. And at the end of the day, it's really going to matter like what you're emailing them. If you're providing value, if you are engaging, if you are a delight to read, people are going to be okay with you emailing them more consistently. I have tested this with my own email list and with my clients, and I actually believe that about once a week is really the sweet spot. Again, some people will recommend more. I have found that burns people out, even if you're being pretty engaging, providing a ton of value. Once a week is enough to stay top of mind, in my opinion. Deliver a lot of value and not burn out your email list. So the first way to increase conversions is to building that relationship. And that means being consistent. You have to be consistent in email marketing for it to work for you. Not to mention, for many products and services, it takes more than one impression to get a prospect to purchase. And email marketing is a great way to kind of build that relationship to the point where you are able to finally sell them on that product or service. And another benefit of building a relationship through email marketing is that it allows you to do it consistently. So with ads, yes, you can spend a ton of money having multiple impressions across multiple different channels, maybe YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Google Ads, but that's super expensive and not as consistent as showing up in somebody's email inbox. So if you have the budget and you want to do multiple channels, great. If you do not have the budget and you want to do something that's super effective, building a relationship through email marketing is one of my favorite recommendations, because you get concrete numbers and you get to refine that process as you go with those numbers. So love, love, love it for that. So what's another way to increase conversions? It's to deliver value and increase trust in your reader, in your audience. And one way to do that is, for sure, make sure you are only talking to one person. When you send out an email that sounds like it's coming from a company to a group of people, that immediately puts a big gap between you and your reader. Instead, write it as one person talking to another individual person. So when you're doing that, that's building trust. And then you can be delivering value through helpful, informative content, But make sure that when you're delivering that value, you're still including CTAs or calls to action to get them to actually take another next step. So that could include maybe a blog that's like 10 different chemicals you didn't know were in like beauty products, and then your clean beauty product is the solution. So there's like literally a million ways that you can do this, but just keep in mind it's all about delivering value and building trust. The third strategy I want to recommend you include in your email marketing to increase your conversions is storytelling with a strong call to action. So storytelling is a great way to handle objections, to really connect with the reader, to build and establish credibility through shared experiences. And it's one of the most effective ways to use email marketing, because email marketing, when people are sitting down to open their email, I love to say that it's like you're in their virtual living room. And what I mean by that is usually when they're sitting down, they don't have their guard up as much as when they're scrolling through social media and they're like ready for those political posts or the ads that are constantly bombarding them. When they're sitting down to read their email, generally they are, maybe sitting down to work and they are more attentive. And so when you write a compelling story, you are really going to get to connect with them in a different way, because usually people are in a different mindset when they open their email. When you are storytelling, do not forget to include calls to action, as I just mentioned, but it just blows my mind when people don't include calls to action in their emails, which can be a really big missed opportunity. When you're storytelling, remember you want email to be a little bit more casual than your other forms of marketing probably. So subject lines shouldn't be capitalized, for example. It really should sound like a friend talking to a friend. So when you are incorporating storytelling into your marketing strategy, keep these things in mind. And finally, my last tip for you for increasing your conversion rates in email marketing is segmenting your leads or segmenting your list. And this is another opportunity that I see people miss so often. And it's so crazy to me because back in the day, a lot of the direct response copy that we study came from direct mail. And they had to come up with all these strategies to kind of segment their list to know who was a frequent buyer. They would have to do different phone numbers that people would call or different ways of checking in so that they could manually keep track of different people, their interests, their buying habits, and things like that, whether they were a warm lead, whether they were, a big spender. And they had to go through great lengths because it was very expensive and they had to pay for all this postage. And now we have these wonderful tools that allow us to do this so easily. Like who's opened an email in the last 30 days, for example, who's very engaged, who isn't as engaged, and we don't use them. It's almost like it became so accessible that we got lazy. So I want to encourage you to segment your leads or your list and to send out emails to different segments. You can even put tags, like maybe a particular part of your list is super interested in gut health. And so you can actually write emails directed at them. Don't miss out on this very, very important and wonderful tool built into email marketing platforms. So I hope this helps. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button if it did. Leave me some comments about what you would like to see in the future. Love hearing from you guys. And if you are not recommending email marketing to your clients, please, please, please start doing so. It is one of the best. And of course, don't forget to hit subscribe. Thanks, guys.